Hey, it's Jamon McCort from the Cleveland Crunch, and you're watching Crunchland.
Welcome to Crunchland, where the turf ignites. Cleveland's champs, we own the Knights. Kicking goals, we strike with flair. Indoor kings, none compare. Headers fly, the crowd's alive. Dribbling fast, we always thrive. From the penalty spot to the final whistle's call, Crunchland rocks, we got it all.
Welcome to Crunchland, the official podcast of the Cleveland Crunch. And here's your host, Chris Akin.
It is Crunchland right here on the Cleveland Crunch Network. I, of course, am Chris Akin, your host of Crunchland. And today on the show, we are going to be speaking to the newcomer that is making a lot of waves down there at the Wolstein Center. He's certainly picked up the slack for, as the saying goes, next man up, I guess, and he has definitely picked it up. He is the newest member of the Cleveland Crunch, I do believe. He is Jamon McCort. Jamon, how are you, man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. It's great to talk to you, and sure makes it a lot easier to talk to you when you're just killing it on the pitch, man. I'll start there just briefly, and we'll lead back to it. But tell me about that, man. First time you're getting some action. You're obviously a Northeastern Ohio guy. You know, I'm imagining a million butterflies in your stomach, you know, going as you get on the pitch, and then to have a game like that just had to be even more than you could have possibly imagined. No?
Yeah, no, it was definitely a lot better than I thought I was gonna do. Definitely a lot of nerves going out there, you know, playing in front of all the fans, having my family there watching. It's been a minute since I've played in front of even close to that many people, and even my family. So it was good to get out there, get to play with the boys, got to know them a lot during practice, playing against them, playing with them. So that part wasn't really hard. It was just the atmosphere was breathtaking. The fans are great. The environment's awesome. So it's more than I could have asked for a debut.
Sure. Well, let's break that down just a little bit. Where is the pressure specifically? Is the pressure that you have friends and family and everybody just waiting for you to do something so that they can send you a text with a bad meme or something on it, goofing on you? Or is the pressure, I mean, you're on a team of all-stars. The whole team is all-stars, and here you come as the new guy. That has to be a pressure too. Where is the most pressure, and how do you adjust to it?
I would say, you know, the most pressure is, like you said, I'm on a team of all-stars. Every person on that team deserves to play and play every minute. It's a tough team to break into, and being a forward, being behind guys like Minnick and Piwu and Mikey, who have been there for so long and have obviously scored a lot of goals, gotten a lot of assists, have played their parts really well. So it's the pressure of going in there and, you know, stepping up and be able to, you know, do the things that they do every week in and week out. So it was more on the performance, which I knew that going into the game. You know, I'd been thinking about it all week, knowing I need to go in there, not necessarily get some goals, but at least make an impact. You know, not drop the level when I enter the pitch. So it's more the performance part for sure.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Well, Jamon, let's talk about you and coming to this team. I heard a story. You can flesh it out and tell me how true it is or add to it, whatnot. But the story I heard was that 2 years ago, you tried out for the team. You came out to the open tryout and did not make it. And I spoke with Ryan, you know, one of the owners of the team, who's partly in charge of making these decisions.
Yep.
And he said he had a laundry list of good notes, but you just didn't make it that time.
Yeah.
And that leads to my question. Instead of getting mad, as a lot of people would be like, you know what? I'm going to go play for Lansing. I'm going to go play for Sewickley. I'm going to show them. I'm going to chip on my shoulder and come back and beat the Crunch. You took the time. I don't know if you worked on your game or worked on what they said or whatnot, but you came back and then you made the team. Talk a little bit about this process, man, because that's even bigger than the physical stuff and the performance stuff, which we will get into. Having that mental capacity at such a young age, that's rare, man. Not a lot of people have that.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you saying that. It was it was definitely like embarrassing in a little bit to, go out. I definitely didn't play as good as I should. And really the big difference is like the way indoor is played. I went into the tryout, as an outdoor player, trying to play as an outdoor player. And it didn't really click during the tryout. I was out of shape. I just thought I would walk in, make the team, and that would be it. And obviously that wasn't the case. I realistically didn't know what I was getting myself into. But yeah, I took it and worked on myself, worked on my game. I joined a team in the summer, tried to focus on, getting my footwork back to what it used to be, going to the gym, losing some extra pounds so I could be able to run a little bit more, run a little faster. But, at the end of the day, there were players there that played better than me, that definitely deserved a spot. I definitely didn't deserve a handout, which if I did make the team, that's what it would have been. But yeah, came to the tryout this year, fell on top of my game, went to the tryout, scored some goals, got some assists. I happened to talk to Omar before I went to the tryout to ask for some tips on how to change the way I play to fit indoor better.
Sure.
And I think when I showed up to the tryout, I implemented those things, tried to be a leader, and just tried to play the best I could. So yeah, I mean, definitely was a little bit of a sore one when I got told no the first time, but I mean, nothing to dwell on. Just got to work hard and try again, I guess.
Sure. When you came back this year for the tryout and you went into it, what was your focus, or how was your focus different from the time from last year? Was it more focused on you doing better with the skills they were asking you to do, or was it more you trying to integrate to what they were doing in the tryout and not necessarily be like, I've done this in baseball. I'm more of a baseball guy.
Yeah.
And in baseball, when they tell you you can't do something, you come back the next time, you do that 100 times. You do it 100 times, you do it 100 times better. And sometimes you could actually hurt yourself by doing that because you pull away from the rest of what was good to be better at what they said wasn't good. What was your mindset? Was it your skills, or was it more to prove that you were a team guy from minute one?
It was definitely a little bit of both.
Okay.
Came in and like I said, the first tryout, I was just not on top of my game. I hadn't played soccer in a while. I was in college. I just got done playing. My career was over, I thought, and I went to this tryout and I hadn't touched the ball. I hadn't ran. So I was definitely sloppy on the skill side. And then like fitting the play style was a big part of this most recent tryout that I made. Because the strikers they're holding up the ball rather than running in behind and trying to get played through balls. It's being strong. So I was in the gym trying to get as strong as I can to be able to hold off defenders. Ball rolling too. When you're in outdoor, you don't really ball roll as much as you do in indoor. And in the first tryout, I wasn't ball rolling at all. And it was one of the things that Omar said. He was like, you got to get out of the habit of that. Every time the ball comes into you, get the top of your foot on it, stop the ball, and roll it. Because it's not the same as outdoor. So it was a little bit of that. And then once I got into the team, there were obviously lots of things that I didn't know, specifically with playing off the walls. That's a huge thing. Like there have been times where you play a ball and you realize initial reaction is it's going out of bounds. And then you just realize there's a wall there. So it's going to bounce off the wall and come back to you. So just adapting to that. And then obviously we have our own set of play style, how we like to play the game, how we like to move the ball, transition on offense and defense. And that's been a big learning curve. But I think I've done pretty well at like fitting into that play style.
Sure. Well, one of the things recently, and obviously this has affected you specifically, is that Coach is also playing now. Coach Manfoot has been on the pitch. Not that he ever wasn't a player, but I mean, for the most part, he's the coach. Yeah. But because of lineups and shortages and people that weren't traveling and card suspensions and all the other stuff that was going on, Coach was suited up. I imagine for the guys that are the veteran guys, I imagine that's stressful to have the coach right there. For you, who's trying to impact, to have the coach right there. That's got to really put pressure on you not to make a mistake, not to be in the wrong place, because he's standing, 5 feet from you. Yes?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, I didn't get a chance to play with him on the field,
Mm-hmm.
but I imagine if I were, it would have been tough to, be out there, and maybe it puts a little more pressure on us to not make a mistake. But um, coach, when he went out there, he obviously played so well. He got some goals to his name, so he did very well while he was out there. But yeah, the pressure to perform in practice and work hard and try and prove my spot and get a chance to play on the field. It was difficult, but having him, he's such a great coach. He's so smart. He is obviously a great player. So having him as the head coach has been it's real nice.
Sure.
Yeah,
For you as an outdoor guy that's
yeah.
now moving to the indoor, what has been the toughest transition? And I don't necessarily mean, it doesn't even have to be a skill per se or the speed or anything. It could just be, ow, man, those boards hurt when you hit them, and you're not used to that. I mean, what for you has been the biggest transition?
It would be definitely falling on those floors is not fun. It
Mm-hmm.
is not a soft surface to fall on. It's not like grass.
No.
And running to those boards, it's also not. It's not fun. But in terms of the game, it would probably be the speed of play.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you're out playing 11v11, the game can be so slow at times when you're just moving the ball. When you're playing in the back and the ball's not even near you, you can walk. But when you're playing indoor, it is full go the entire game. And that's why we sub so often, because you're out there sprinting for 2 minutes straight on offense and off defense. And by the time your shift's over, you're coming to the bench and you're gasping for air.
Mm-hmm.
So transitioning from having that long-term stamina to having that short-term stamina to be able to sprint nonstop for 2 minutes has definitely been the biggest change and the hardest part to adapt to be honest.
Definitely. Well, I'll tell you what, Jamin, why don't we do this? Let's take a quick break here to pay the bills so that I don't get in trouble on this side of the interview. But we will be back here in a second with Jamon McCort. We're going to talk all about his man of the match game, as well as coming up in Toronto and much more. So everybody hang tight, and we will be back right here on Crunchland.
Craving the ultimate treat without the hassle? Introducing Randy Trask No-Bake Cookies, the best gourmet no-bakes on the market today. Perfect for parties, events, work vibes, or just pure cookie bliss. Indulge in our peanut butter no-bake cookies or the irresistible chocolate peanut butter fumblers. Local delivery is available in the Ashtabula, Ohio area. Or visit www.rtnobakecookies.com and order your cookies today from Randy Trask's No Bake Cookies.
Right back here on Crunchland, it is me, Chris Akin, bringing you the great Jamon McCort, a guy whose name you're going to know for the next, I'm going to say, 20 years. How about that, Jamon? Would that be good?
That sounds like a plan to me.
Well, Jamon, let's go back to your amazing debut, which there's no other way to put it. I mean, I'm sure you're hearing that a lot. I'm sure family, friends, everybody's telling you that. But it really was, I'm not going to lie, I was like, who is that? And I watch all the games and I interview the team and everything. And I was like, who is that out there that is absolutely kicking ass? And there you were, man. So talk a little bit about that, man. I mean, initially I'm imagining as a player, you go into it just trying to fit in and don't make a mistake. And, you're not thinking 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. You're not thinking any of that. You're just thinking, don't screw up, don't screw up,
Yep.
don't screw up. So talk a little bit about your adventure there in the first match where you ended up being the man of the match.
Yeah. It's funny you say that. We were in the locker room before we walk out, and DJ had gotten up and said that there was a lot of new guys playing in that game, and he had brought up, there's gonna be a lot of nerves. All the fans are here. It's a lot of pressure to play in front of everybody. He's like, the first shift you go in, just get your feet under you, get some good touches, lay the ball off, just get a rhythm going. And that's what my plan was when I went out there. It was to go out there and work as hard as I can and make sure there's not a gap in quality between me and my teammates or even me and the other team. And then it just happened. Like, my first shift I went in, I scored, and then my second shift I went in, I scored. So it kind of happened all in a blur, in a flash. So it was kind of crazy, but I mean, when you have guys like we have from starting line to the second line to the third line, it doesn't matter who you go in with. You're so comfortable playing with everyone. Um, and yeah, it's a really easy team to play with. So
Sure.
it was a crazy experience for sure.
Definitely. As as a scorer, as you were in this match, is it more difficult to then, like when you don't score for whatever, and not necessarily you, anybody, but
Mhm.
when you, I mean, in the match we're talking about, we were kind of in their goal a lot, you know,
Mhm.
like on their side of the pitch
Mhm.
a lot, probably
Mhm.
75%,
Mhm.
which I imagine, and again, I've played soccer a little bit. I was terrible at it. I never played it any more than the basic little kid level.
Yeah.
But I know enough to know you get you get wrapped up in offense, and then it's really hard to go back defensively and hit your spots. Not so
Mhm.
much play defense, but be in the right spots where you're supposed to be for
Mhm.
defense. Talk
Mhm.
a little bit about that, especially where you've got all that adrenaline from those goals, you know, on your first time on the pitch with at the Wolstein.
Yeah. The adrenaline definitely played a huge part in that, transitioning from offense to defense. I felt like I had a little bit of a extra wind in me to be able to track back on defense. But I mean, we practiced it all the time in practice, transitioning from offense into defense and keeping a balance, having one guy back at all times in case anything happens. And then, I mean, the defenders that we have, you could leave all them back, just the two back there, and I have full confidence in them. And then whether Mario's in net or Liam's in net or Santa's in net, I have full confidence that they're gonna be able to stop that shot. But it's been ingrained in us in practice and through coach that we get behind the ball as fast as we can, because at the end of the day, you can score all the goals in the world, but if they score more than you, then you
Yeah.
lose. I mean, defense wins championships. That is the truth. So it's been a big part that's been installed in us, and it's a lot of hard work. It really is, especially when you're on offense and you've been up there for so long, and then they nick the ball and you have to sprint and chase someone back. Um, but I mean, we have all guys that are willing to die for the badge. So it's pretty cool to be a part of.
Sure. What is more difficult for you as a player to learn, defense or offense?
Defense. I've
Okay.
never been. I mean, I've been an offensive player my entire life, and defense is not necessarily my strong suit. But
Okay.
I mean, that comes with being an indoor player or an outdoor player. A lot of these guys being indoors, they have such quick feet, so you got to be able to make some quick reactions to be able to nick the ball off them. And yeah, it definitely the defensive part.
Right on. Well, Jamin, one of the things that I heard literally yesterday is that Admir's going to be out for a month, and obviously the two-time MVP of any league, of any team, anywhere.
Mm.
When that happens, that is a big adjustment to any team. For you specifically, and for the team in general, how is the adjustment? Is that going to get you more time on the pitch? Is it? I mean, do you change lines because of it? How is that going to work for you?
For me, I don't know if that necessarily means I'm going to get more minutes, and I'm not necessarily worried about that. I'm a guy that cares about whatever's best for the team. That's what matters most. But obviously, Admir is an amazing player, and not having him out there is definitely gonna hurt us. But we have, like I said, we have such an amazing team of insane talent. So it gives opportunities for guys who play in the midfield like Bozak and Landon and Carter and everyone else, Giannis, whoever plays in there. It gives them an opportunity to step up and fill his shoes and try and make the assists and get some goals and you know do everything that Admir can do. And it's not just one guy; all of them are more than capable of doing that. So I don't know if it necessarily changes anything, but um, I certainly have full confidence that any one of those guys or anyone that steps into his position can do just as good or a better job.
Well, I don't know about a better job. Better
Yeah,
job than the two-time MVP. I
yeah.
don't know about that, maybe. As
That is
good, we'll
true.
say.
Yeah, yeah, good enough.
Because Lord knows if Admir hears this, you'll be dealing with something else at practice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nice. Well, one last thing I wanted to talk to you about before we move on. From your man in the match performance, talk about the header goal. I mean, come on, that was. I don't care what kind of soccer you watch. That was a all-star play, man. That
Yeah.
was. Did you walk me through that? Do you see it in your head and say this is going to happen, or does it just happen and you're like, oh, that worked? Or I mean, how did that play out?
It was literally a split second decision. It usually when it comes off the walls, it comes down, but
Mhm.
it hit that ledge right where like the glass and the wall meets.
Right.
So it hit perfectly off that little angle, and it just flew at my head. And I was like, the only thing I can do with this is head it. So I threw my body at it, and it just happened to go in. So it was definitely not planned. I had really probably when I saw the ball flying in the air, I was thinking try and take a quick touch and get a shot off before the defender like coming after me could get in the way of the shot. But as soon as it hit off the wall, I really had no other option to other than to head it. So
That was a heck of a play, man. I mean, did you watch it back? I'm curious. Did you watch it back?
yeah, I watched it back quite a few times. It was a pretty cool moment for sure.
Sure, no question, man. Dude, I'll just tell you up front, my favorite guy on the team is Pee-woo. I love him. I mean, he's just so, if not, he's so fast and so
Yeah.
big. He's so much bigger than everybody else that he plays against.
Yep.
How is he as kind of a mentor to you? Because you guys play the same basic position, really. So, is he
Yeah.
a mentor to you, or or not so?
No, he definitely. All those guys are. Mikey and Minnick and Peebu definitely, have helped me out a lot in teaching me how to play forward. They have a lot of great tips, a lot of things that I've learned from them. And I mean, Peebu is an unbelievable player. He is so fast, so big, so strong. He's a very pivotal part of this team. But yeah, they're all mentors to me. And it's a privilege to be able to step on the same field as them.
Sure, definitely. Well, Jamin, obviously this week we're going to Toronto. I, this is going to sound weird. I shouldn't probably say this, but I'm going to, and you can tell me that I'm being stupid, and that's fine. I'm worried about this one more than any other one, and I'll tell you. I mean, just the combination of the players that are not going to be there for the various reasons, as well as the traveling and the, going to Toronto is much different than going to Pittsburgh. All of it is different, and somewhere in here we're gonna have a bad one. And I hope that's wrong. I pray that's wrong, but it generally happens. How do you guys as a whole prevent that from happening this week in Toronto and not let any of it get into your head as you go up there?
Yeah, I mean, all credit to them. It's going to be a good game. They're a good group of guys, and they have a great squad. And it's going to be a tough match, but I mean, we have a good game plan going in on how exactly we're going to defend. And it's a really great opportunity for guys like myself to, maybe the last game the team we played wasn't the most strongest opponent, but this is an opportunity to show that a lot of us are able to compete against the best teams, against the best players. So I think it's a driving thing. It's a motivating thing for us to go there and, know it's not going to be a cakewalk, that we're going to have to fight from minute one to the last minute. And personally, I'm very excited. I think it's going to be a great game, and we have more than enough quality to come out on top of this one. So, yeah, it's going to be tough, but I'm excited, and I think we're still get the win in Toronto.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask this one. I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What is more important for you guys as a team, the undefeated season or the championship? Would you, and what I mean specifically is, would you be fine if you lost the next two matches if you go to Vegas and hold up the trophy?
Yeah. I mean, if I had to pick, I would say yes. Obviously, I would rather have the championship, but I think the goal, not even I think, I know the goal in mind with all of us, and we firmly believe that we can go undefeated and still lift that trophy. So we work so hard every day in practice. And we always say it all the time, every practice we have is harder than any game that we play in. So it's not like we're going to practice and slacking off and, not really trying hard. Every single practice, every guy is giving 110% because not only do we want to get better, but it's a full team of guys who have every reason to be on that field. So everyone is trying to make a point.
Well, it's going to be a great week, Jamon. I certainly wish you guys the best of luck out there in Canada. Bring us back another win, I hope and pray, and keep the drive going. So this has been fun. So, Jamon, thank you so much for joining me here on Crunchland.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Crunchland rocks, we got it all. Crunchland rocks, we got it all. Crunchland rocks, we've 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 got it all. Welcome to Crunchland, where the turf ignites. Cleveland's champs, we own the nights.